Hi students, welcome to BTech 360. A lot of you have been asking us, based on the percentile that you got from JEE Mains, what kind of college you'll get and what kind of branch you'll get. We obviously did some story of how at a different branch level, what kind of percentile will get you which college, right? But now you want a different thing. You wanted to understand if you got a 93 percentile, what kind of college you will get and what kind of branches within those colleges you'll get. So what we're doing right now is from 99.99 percentile to 90 percentile. We're giving you a range of colleges and the branches that you'll get over a series of videos. So for example, if you're a 92 percentiler, there is one video for 92 to 93 percentiler and so on and so forth. My suggestion is you must also look at 1 percentile above and 1 percentile below so that you actually have a fair idea of what are the chances, good chances, bad chances or tough chances. Right? But what we're doing now is we're talking about best colleges and branches accepting JEE Mains between 99.99 percentile to 91 percentile. This is being done over a series of videos. It is not just one single video that's going to give you all those things. You will notice that as I move along, right? But the important thing is we'll cover every college that is accepting JEE Main and up to 91 percentile you'll have some kind of a data. And before I move any further, please subscribe to BTech 360. It is very important for us to know that you are actually being helped in the kind of effort that we're making. So if you really like us, if you really want us to continue this work, subscribe to BTech 360. Before I move ahead now, you must know what is the kind of percentile that you'll get that. What kind of percentile will get you anything out here. And for that, you need to understand at 99.7 percentile, the kind of rank you're likely to get is 4350 to 4500. At 19.5 percentile, it's 7251 to 7501. 99.3 percentile is 10,151 to 10,501. 99 percentile is 14,501 to 15,001. Now between 99 and 98.5, you actually have the other gap, it's 15,000 to 21,000. 98.5 percentile is 21,752 to 22,502. 98 percentile is 29,000 or 30,000. 97.5 percentile is 36,253 and so on and so forth. You actually covered up to 91.5 percentile where the rank is likely to be about 1,25,000, 1,23,259 to 1,27,509. All this is based on one simple assumption that the number of test takers this time around is about 15 lakh. The first session you actually had about 13 lakh, but we'll actually have a few more uniques getting added and we're broadly estimating that your total number of students who will appear for the JEE Main is about 15 lakh students. And this entire calculation is based on that of what percentile will get you what rank. Now what do we have now? This rank we also know last year what essentially happened at a college and a branch level and what rank got you some kind of a college and some kind of a branch, which is what we're going to map. So that's the whole purpose of this entire exercise, right? Now, before I move further, it's very important for you to know how to use your college rank that you have in your hand to optimize your choices of whether you should go for a branch in a lesser known institution or go for a college and at a lesser known branch. So for example, you might prefer a branch which is getting very less placements but in an IIT versus a branch that is getting a lot of placement because it's a lot of demand but may not be in IIT of course is JEE Advanced but NIT or IIIT or whatever it is. And that's a call that you will take. And at JoSAA level, we are talking of NITs, IIITs and GFTIs, right? We're not talking of IITs essentially, but we're talking of these three. And within that now, you know that some colleges are very, very good and they get a placement and some colleges are decent enough, but the best branch gets you a far better placement than in the best colleges in a lesser known branch. That choice is what we're talking of. We're talking of the college versus branch kind of a choice that students must make and how much they must go about doing it, which is where this particular data would be very important for you. Because here you will understand the kind of placement you're likely to get at a branch level versus the kind of placement that you're likely to get at a college level is what we're going to explain here. Now, just look at this. For BTech CSE, we got information from 29 institutions, right? Of these 29 institutions, 14 are IITs, 11 are NITs and 4 are IITs, right? When you look at all this data of 29 institutions, the total placement at IIT is 93.91%, at NITs it is 89.27% and IIITs are 70%, close to 70%. But overall you have a 90% placement. And when you look at the average CTC across these 29 institutions, the average CTC, average of the median salaries across 29 institutions is 22.27 lakh rupees. So you understand that CSE as a branch has a better opportunity of getting placed because 90% of the students are getting placed and the median of the average salary is about 22 lakh rupees. That's a very good number to deal with. Now you go further down to EEE, right? In EEE, we actually have 13 IITs data, 5 NITs and 0 IIITs because they're not offering EEE. The average placement is about 85%. And the average of the median salary is 17.54 lakh. So here it's about 5 lakh lesser, which is about, if you look at it, about 25% lesser the moment you come down to triple E. And the placement percentage also is about 5% lesser. Now you go further down to civil engineering, which is a core engineering branch. We have data from 11 IITs and 11 NITs. So you have data from 22 institutions in that sense. Here the placement is only 72%. So it's about dramatic drop of about 17-18%. By the way, here also there's a big gap because a lot of students don't even register for placement, and that data is missing here. This data is from those people who registered to wanted to get placed, right? Now, when you look at that 72% placement and only 10 lakh, which is about 40% of what CSE offers, or 45% of what CSE offers, right? And that is the problem, that on one hand your placement drops by about 17-18%, in fact it's about 30-40%, and then your placement is less than half, actually 40% of what CSE. Go further down, BTech Chemical Engineering, you have data. Here the average placement, we actually have data for 18 institutions across IITs and NITs. 77% placement is what they claim. 12.35 lakh is the average of the median salaries. When you take BTech ECE, 80% placement from 17 institutions that we have data, and 16 lakhs is the average of the median salary. And when you look at BTech Mechanical, 23 institutions for which we have data, 85% placement, and the average salary is 12.3 lakh. What I'm trying to say is, if you look at now CSE, it's 22 lakhs. If you look at ECE, is 16 lakh. You come to civil, it's about 10 lakh. And you look at mechanical or chemical, it's about 12 lakh. And the placement percentage also drops. So this is the big thing that you need to understand, that how do you use the branch that is greater in demand and choose a college instead of choosing a college and taking any branch that comes your way. I would always choose this part of it, of choosing a branch and then choosing a college, then choosing a college and taking any branch that comes its way, because even in the best IITs that you have, IIT Delhi, Bombay and all, for which of course we have data here also, some of the branches are not getting any placement. In fact, I know for a fact that in IIT Delhi also you have some branches which are having only 35-40% placement. And if you take it from the number of students who are sitting in the classroom, it's almost half of the students are not getting placed. And that is what I want you to consider. And for that, what we've done is, we have actually something called a college predictor. This college predictor, you just need to input your percentile. It gives you what rank you're likely to get. Of course, you need to fill up the whole thing of home state and all, because for NITs you would obviously use that to get into the college, and the caste group, whether you're the gender and the specially abled. And by the way, it's a paid tool, but we are opening it free for all of you so that you can use that at this point in time. This will tell you what kind of college and what kind of branch you'll get. And please use this because it's very, very important for you, right? So this is something that I want you to use, and I've shown you the placement data. After this, what I'm going to do is, I'm going to show you at a granular level of what percentile will get you which college and which branch in that particular college is what I'm going to show you in layers, which means I'll do 99.9 to 98 and 98 to 97 and so on and so forth. Keep watching this and you'll exactly know what I'm talking about. So what we're going to discuss now is the 96 to 97 percentile rank band, and rather percentile brand, and what kind of rank you will get, which is about between 44,000 to 58,000 or 59,000. You must all know that as you keep going up the ladder in terms of the percentile brand, the options also start opening up. And when the options start opening up, what we've also done is trying to filter out what is possibly the better branch out here for you and the college that you'll get into the whole thing. So what we're talking about is a rank band of 96 to 97 percentile, which is rather percentile brand, and the rank band would be between 44,000 to 59,000. And we'll talk to you about what kind of IIITs, NITs and GFTIs you're likely to get, and also we're giving you an indication of the kind of branches you're likely to get. Now, the options here are much more. We are now trying to shortlist the whole thing so that you at least have an idea of what are your chances, right? The first one, of course, is IIIT Bhubaneswar. It's a GFTI. GFTI is Government Funded Technical Institute, which is essentially by the Government of India is what it is, right? Here you'll get BTech Electronics and Telecommunication Engineering. Of course, All India counselling, we are talking about JoSAA counselling. 45,436 rank, you will get it. At 45,436 rank, you will get this one, right? Then you'll get IIIT Dharwad, again at IIIT. BTech ECE you will get. The highest closing rank last year, JoSAA counselling open category was 45,440. You'll get IIIT Bhubaneswar again, which is a GFTI. BTech EEE you will get, right? At 46,244 is the highest closing rank. Remember, all we're talking about is open category rank And we're talking about through JoSAA counseling, we're talking about the JEE Main rank based on the 2025 data. We're talking about the last year, the seat matrix is what we're using at this point in time, because it will give you an indication of how it will work out. You'll get NIT Arunachal Pradesh, right? You'll get BTech Electrical Engineering outside the home state quota. So we're not talking about the home state quota, we're talking about the outside the home state quota, as long as when we're talking of NIT, which means essentially we're talking about the other 50%, right? Home state quota, obviously it will be much lower. You must know that very clearly, right? And the highest closing rank last year was 47,047. You'll get IIIT Design and Manufacturing in Kurnool, which is in Andhra Pradesh. BTech and MTech ECE, it's a dual degree program. Again, All India, counseling. 47,113 is the highest closing rank last year. IIIT Kalyani, BTech ECE you will get. All India again, 47,163. Puducherry Technology University in Puducherry, GFTIs, BTech Information Technology you will get. 47,439 is the highest closing rank last year. NIT Agartala, which is of course an NIT, we're talking of outside the home state quota. BTech and MTech Engineering Physics dual degree. It's a dual degree program, BTech and MTech Physics, right? 47,515 is the highest closing rank last year. You'll get Institute of Infrastructure Technology Research and Management in Ahmedabad, which is a GFTI. You'll get BTech CSE here, right? All India counseling, of course. 47,706 is the highest closing rank. IIIT Bhagalpur, you'll get BTech ECE, All India again, 47,785 is the highest closing rank. Birla Institute of Technology, Patna, now it's called BIT Patna, right? BTech CSE you will get, again, it's a great option for you, 49,330. Now, typically you look at it, when we talk of the rank, we are estimating a number of test takers to be about 15 lakh. From there, we are working backwards, right? So when you deal with a 49,330 rank, you're dealing with about 96.7 percentile kind of a thing, which is what we're talking of. 96 to 97 percentile is what we're looking at. At this point, it is about 96.7 percentile is what we're likely to be dealing with, right? JK Institute of Applied Physics and Technology in Allahabad, BTech CSE with AI you'll get. 49,977 was the highest closing rank last year, open category, JoSAA counseling. NIT Manipur, you will get in BTech Electrical Engineering, outside home state quota, 50,092 is the highest closing rank. NIT Nagaland, you will get BTech EEE, outside home state quota again, 50,145. Only when it concerns to NITs, you will talk of outside the home state. Otherwise, it's always the All India counseling which will work out, right? National Institute of Electronics and Information Technology in Ropar, it's a GFTI. You'll get BTech CSE, AI and ML. 50,647 was the highest closing rank here. Sri Govindram Sheksarai Institute of Technology and Science, Indore, it's a GFTI. B Electrical Engineering is what you'll get. 50,882 is the highest closing rank. Sri Govindram Sheksarai Institute of Technology and Science, Indore, it's a GFTI. B Electronics and Instrumentation Engineering is what you will. 51,031 is the highest closing rank. National Institute of Electronics and Information Technology, Aurangabad, BTech CSE is what you have. 51,218 is the highest closing rank. Moving further, NIT Mizoram you will get BTech Electrical Engineering, 51,698 is the highest closing rank. NIT Nagaland, you will get BTech By the way, whenever we talk of NIT, I keep repeating, it's outside the home state quota, right? BTech Electronics and Instrumentation Engineering, 53,110 is the highest closing rank. IIIT Design and Manufacturing in Kurnool, BTech and MTech Mechanical Engineering dual degree, it's a dual degree program, which is a 5-year program. 54,254 is the highest closing rank. Birla Institute of Technology, Patna, right? BTech AI and ML you'll get. All India quota, 54,588. Central Institute of Technology, Kokrajhar, BTech CSC you'll get. All India quota again, 55,464 is the highest closing rank. National Institute of Advanced Manufacturing Technology in Ranchi, BTech Computer Engineering you'll get at 56,268. Right. Then you'll get Puducherry Technology University in Puducherry. You'll get BTech CSC. We're talking of, by the way, I'm selecting a few. If you go down the ladder, what you see here very clearly is a lot of CSE, AI, ML, and those kind of programs. But remember, most of the core engineering in all these institutions, you will get at this high percentile, because as you keep going up the ladder in your percentile, your rank also keeps coming down. And to that extent, the options that you have is much more. So in all possibility, every GFTA you will get in this kind of a rank band. Some of the IIITs you'll get, and some of the NITs core you'll always get. What I've given you is only a limited list, just to give you an indication. Otherwise, this list would be about 300, 400 options. You will get Birla Institute of Technology Extension Center in Devgarh, BTech CSE you will get. 57,517 is the highest closing rank last year. Central University of Rajasthan, Ajmer, you will get BTech CSE, All India rank, All India counseling. 57,546 is the highest closing rank last year. IIIT Manipur, BTech CSE. So if you very closely see that we are talking of CSE. If you were to get CSE in this particular institution, for example, let's say IIIT Manipur or Central University of Rajasthan Ajmer, if you're getting BTech CSE in both these things, you can be very sure that in these two institutions or these institutions, every other branch also you will get, because we all know that CSE is the most competitive, and if you're likely to get CSE, then every other branch you are likely to get, which is what the indication I'm referring to every single time when we're talking, right? So IIIT Manipur, you'll get BTech CSE with specialization in quantum technologies. 57,736 was the highest closing rank. Birla Institute of Technology, Patna, you'll get MS Mathematics and Computing Integrated. So it's a 3+2 kind of a format. 57,842 is the highest closing rank. By the way, whenever you have mathematics, I always suggest please take it. In the age of AI, this will really work out for you. IIIT Manipur, BTech CSE, 58,080 is what you will get. Tezpur University, Tezpur, GFTI, BTech CSE with MBA in dual degree you will get. I do have an opinion about the dual degree, MBA dual degree. I'll talk about it in a separate video at some point in time, because I personally think that you need to go through a work experience and jump to an MBA. But we'll talk about it slightly later at some point in time, right? 58,363 is the highest closing rank. Tezpur University, Tezpur is a central university, by the way. Birla Institute of Technology, Patna, BTech ECE you will get. 58,571 is the highest closing rank. Puducherry Technology University, Puducherry, it's BTech Electronics and Instrumentation you will get. 58,814 highest closing rank. Triguna Sen School of Technology, Assam University, BTech CSE you will get. 58,926 highest closing rank. Puducherry Technology University in Puducherry, BTech EEE you will get. 58,937 is the highest closing rank. As I said, we're talking of the 96 to 97 percentile. We've already done a few of the earlier percentiles. We started from 91 percentile onwards and are moving up. We've come down up to 97 percentile. I'll also do the next two percentiles, which is 97 to 98 and 98 to 99, so that you exactly know how to use the JEE rank that you have in your hand in terms of making a choice between preferring a branch and then choosing college, instead of choosing the college and then going to any branch that the college gives you. And I keep repeating multiple times over, it is the branch that gets you a job and not the college. In most of the colleges that you have at this point in time, I know for a fact that quite a few of the programs are not getting placed, whereas in a lesser known institution also, when you go for the right branch, you have greater chances of getting placed. That's something that I always keep repeating, because at least that's what the data suggests back to us. And that is important for you to know. Look out for the next two videos that we'll do based on the percentile, and you'll have a very good idea across the 7-8 videos that we did based on percentile of which branch, which college is what you're likely to get based on the kind of percentile that you have. Thank you so much. Namaste.